Hey peeps, welcome back to a special continuation of our previous episode. We talked so much we had to split it up. So if you haven't listened to the previous, go ahead and check that out. If you're all caught up, then you may proceed.
Alright, John, you said you got some stuff that annoys you.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we're going to do Jeremy's grumpy couch.
Yeah.
Jeremy's big
I feel like
grumpy
every
couch.
once in a while we need to vent.
Jeremy's grumpy couch corner.
So I'm going to start with the simple one before I get on to the one that I told you guys about mostly. So a huge debate on the internet is...
No! Arguing on the internet!
Is pineapple on pizza. Here's the thing, guys. That is the most mundane, boring fucking argument in the history of the internet. Who fucking cares if you put pineapple on your fucking pizza or not? The people that, like, I've seen, like, threads that are, like, 250 comments on people commenting on this fucking boring debate.
It's more of, does it belong on pizza?
Oh, here
not
fucking.
No, I'm just saying. I could care two shits. I'd put if I could
You
eat
put
pizza,
anything on a fucking
I would
pizza.
eat pineapple on pizza. Hell yeah.
I've had
Pizza
it,
is
it's
just
fine.
the vehicle for the food that's on it. That's pretty much it.
Right, it's just a
Put whatever the
base.
fuck you want on it.
Exactly. But I don't understand why it's like a huge debate all the time.
Because people want to fight
It's
about
the
everything.
most boring fucking debate in history. I just wanted to put that out there.
As the Italian one of the group here, it was
you actually took a video.
it was a small-lived argument, I guess, until I finally tried it, which was pretty much as soon as I heard about it. I'm like, it's actually not bad. The thing I don't get though is why do they call it Hawaiian pizza? Because it has Canadian bacon. And
it's
then
fucking ham.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
and the pineapples, they don't grow in Hawaii, do they?
I don't know.
I don't think they do.
I'm not a pineapple expert. I'm not a fruitist.
So like nothing about it is Hawaiian. It doesn't have spam
I'm not
on
a
it.
produce manager. Oh,
The Hawaiian sushi
spam and peanut butter cups.
the Hawaiian sushi in Tokyo at Tokyo Sushi has pineapple in it. That's my
probably
favorite
because
one.
of the
I just think if you like anything is Hawaiian, it's just pineapple.
but why?
Yeah, Hawaiian or has some kind of citrus in it.
Right.
Coconut.
Coconut. Or spam and peanut butter cups.
You put the lemon in the
How about you peanut butter cups? You want peanut butter cups in your eggs?
I'm fine with it.
I like spam and peanut butter. Can I have it?
Somebody left in a moth.
That's Bloody Mary.
Matra.
That's Bloody fucking Mary. She turned into a mom.
I'll tell me you said so.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was
that-
going to be a urine
it's like,
test.
and I actually don't mind anchovies on pizza either.
You're a fucking sick.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't.
a little salty.
Let's
that's
not
all.
get crazy now.
I had to do that when I worked at Old Chicago, and I literally shunned that person.
Unless they're doing extra anchovies, that's something else. But just a base.
Did you just cut it up, put it right
anchovies.
there in the sauce?
Yeah.
It's a friend's reference.
Ross and Rachel.
It's okay. I'll just pick them off.
Crush them up real good.
So yeah,
Or the
that's
toilet
boring.
paper thing. Over, under. Like,
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
really
that
care.
doesn't fucking matter either.
Take it off.
And then they want you to
It's
drive
a-
them to church the next morning.
It
Gas ain't free. Lonnie is baffled.
This is the second time we've done that. He's like, I'm not. You'll get there.
So this next one I have on the
I
list
don't know if I want to.
was recent because I saw Transformers. What day was that? Friday? Saturday? Sunday? I don't remember what day it was. I went and saw Transformers and somebody brought their baby. Why are you bringing your baby
To a
movie?
loud.
To a loud. It was IMAX. It was,
Very stimulating.
yeah, it was either Friday or Saturday. It had to be Saturday because I was off. A Saturday night movie. Like, they make daytime movies. And, you know, if it was a kid's movie, I understand stuff like that. Like, you know, any of these animated
Sonic and
movies
stuff like that, yeah.
Sonic, yeah,
Mario.
I understand. I one time had a Mexican family bring their 6-year-old.
How do you know they were Mexican?
Because I said hola, and they responded.
Well, we have a huge El Salvadorian community here
It
as
could
well.
have been El Salvadorian, but it doesn't matter
Honduras,
because they
maybe.
brought
Ecuadorian,
their
yeah.
kids,
My cuñado was Puerto
6
Rican.
and under, to Terminator, while they had one of their uncles go all the way to the end of the row and snore asleep the whole time while the kids were watching Terminator and talking the whole time.
Was his name Miguel? A.K.A.
Si.
Mike?
Paco.
Paco, Paco.
Paco. I got it. It's on my phone.
I just get annoyed a lot in a movie theater. Like, people don't have any respect. They're always kicking the back of your chair. It's like, You have plenty of room in most movie theaters. Why are you kicking somebody's chair? I've never kicked the chair in front of me. I'll put my feet up on it if there's nobody there, but
even when somebody is there and you feel feet kind of come over by your bicep and stuff, you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah, or like they'll put it down where the armrest goes down,
Right.
and stuff.
Or
Yeah,
you wear an eye patch to a theater.
that's personal experience.
Gas ain't free.
Gas ain't free. Fuck. Oh, and the other thing that bugs me in a movie theater is when people don't sit in the correct seat.
Yes.
So like
With any sort of event,
any event, yeah,
or
that
something
goes
like that.
for anything. You'll go and they'll be like, "Oh, you're in my seat," and they'll be like, "Oh, somebody's in my seat."
Yeah.
Okay,
It's like-
make them fucking get up.
The
'cause
only
this is
time-
my seat.
The only time I allow that is if the game or the movie has already started and that space is empty, you can move over there. But if somebody
Right.
talks to you, like, they show up late or whatever, fucking move. You know it's not your
Yeah,
seat. But the people
exactly.
who play stupid, like they look at their ticket like, oh, I didn't know. Yes, you fucking did.
Yeah.
You did.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Remind me not to go to the movies with you guys.
Well, it's just fucking simple. Go sit in your fucking
I'm the
spot.
negative one. No, I get it.
They're designated seats.
Designated fucking seats. Or if it's not designated, I went and took my mom to Guardians 3 last weekend, and it wasn't assigned seating at Westroads unless it's IMAX. And so this wasn't in IMAX anymore. So we went and sat, and it was maybe 12 people in the whole theater that seats 86 or whatever is in that specific theater. Why do people come and sit right next to you?
Get away from me, man!
There's so much space. Like, I just don't know. And then they're sitting there, like we do on the podcast, opening candy and stuff like that. But like,
Or opening up a Jimmy John's with
I-
a bunch of onions
and
on
this is just what? That
I had a lady sit next to me and she had Jimmy John's shoved in her pants and she pulled out the sandwich and there was so many fucking onions on it. All
Joe
I
brought
smelled.
egg
you
rolls
crying?
and Chinese food one time. Bloody Mary's right next to you.
Almost.
You
It's over
suck.
there.
Almost.
Almost. Yeah, I just don't like. And then the people that show up late to the movies all the time, like, first of all, there's 20 minutes of trailers. You couldn't have got here. It tells you what time
Oh.
it starts, which is when the trailer starts. If it's AMC, it's 22 minutes of trailers every time. You have 22 minutes to get to your fucking seat.
I said, sit the fuck down.
I'll give
And
it
then
a
they're
little bit of
turning
leeway.
on their fucking light to look you know what I mean? It's like, okay.
I'll give
I
a
just
little
missed the
bit
first
of
10
leeway.
minutes of the movie.
Because it's like, for me, I always say, like, you can have a woman who shows up on time, or you can have a woman who has nice hair.
Shows up on time.
Yeah, I don't have that one. She takes way too long doing her hair.
Crystal?
She knows. She was doing her hair before I came down.
But I don't get the bringing your baby. Like, if you can't afford a babysitter,
Yeah.
then don't go to the
Especially
fucking
that late.
movies.
The thing is also being a father.
Go to Tuesdays.
And I don't know how you are too. Like, I kind of want to like test the waters, but if they make a noise, we're up and we're out of the theater.
Right.
Or at least
And they
one of us are.
So the
Yeah.
baby did make a noise for about 5 minutes, and it finally calmed down. But it's like, at that point, take it up and get it out, and then if it's quiet, you can probably bring it back in.
Yeah.
But it's a loud. Transformers is not a quiet movie.
That's
Not
what the
even the
door's for.
dialogue. It's fucking Cullen and Ron Perlman doing voices in IMAX. That's the deepest voices ever.
Right. I just leave my baby outside the door and go back in.
There you
and
go.
watch
That's
it.
way better than even doing that.
And
Did
there's-
somebody bring
there's-
a baby to unemployed the
Yes.
second night? I thought.
I
Somebody
don't
brought
remember
one in.
that.
I don't remember either.
There's a few babies sitting in the crowd.
Big old snoring babies.
Motel 6.
He said,
Yeah, big old snoring, baby. Yeah, I just
funny.
don't get it, and they just let him cry. That happened when I took my brother and dad to go see Jurassic Park. Like, there was literally a baby. I had to literally go, if you don't shut it up, get it the fuck out. Like, I had to say something to
Get
him,
it
and we
the
let it go for like 20 minutes before I finally said something, which is, I feel generous to let that go for 20 minutes.
You timed it?
I mean, it was probably closer to
Like,
10, but
Click.
I just every time I go to movie theaters, there's
I
always
hate going on
something.
Tuesdays.
There's,
It's amateur
There's
hour.
just people that talk the whole time, and I don't.
because it's a cheap night.
Well, that and the
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who like
I used to manage that theater.
Yeah.
So.
who get on their phone. It's like, no, I'm good. I could talk.
That's you, Justin.
Dude, I had a date do that one time. I
It's
did
like,
not
no,
go on
you
a second
can't.
date that time.
I'm right here.
Like, you answered your phone during the movie?
Or they get aggressive or something like that if you tell them that, can you take it this way or whatever. It's like, everybody here paid to watch this, and you ruin everybody's experience.
Everyone.
Yes.
There
And
was-
it's like, when people come over and sit next to you, I can kind of understand, but I also don't, because it's like if the whole place is open,
Yeah.
you're not
Literally
getting
the
a
whole
different
place is
experience.
open. No.
If sitting 2 seats down, it's like you'll get the same experience.
And then they'll whisper to each other too, and you can hear it, and it's like, shut the fuck up.
What I
When
like,
I saw the boogeyman, there was a group of kids in the corner who were doing giggling for the first 10 minutes. They finally calmed down or whatever. But it's like, act like you've been to a fucking movie before. Don't ruin everybody else's experience.
did you ever notice during like the previews and stuff, there's always the same comment? It's like after a preview, I want to see that. That looks good.
That looks good.
That looks good. I want to see that.
Oh yeah. One time I went and sat next to this couple, or this couple came and sat next to me, and it was at Marcus. I think the one on Maple. What's it called now? Majestic, yeah. And they sat next to me, and I swear to God, they bought the whole fucking menu at the concession stand, because they had like a pizza, they had candy and popcorn and pop and everything. And I remember this was when Gone Girl came out, that Ben Affleck movie, and what's her name, Rose Pike, or what, is that her name, Rose Pike? Does that sound right?
Lopez.
Yep, sure. So they arrived late.
Oh, hell no.
During the trailers, which is fine, whatever.
Are you serious?
They literally were like taking forever to open everything. Like, what's that Dane Cook skit where he's like, you can't find you can't find the cup holder or whatever. That does happen, by the way. I did that the other day, and I giggle, and I think of him every time. But after every trailer would stop, that quiet between when they show the green, she would go, oh. Just like, it's after every trailer, like she was like, oh, that's interesting,
You gotta go.
And then the movie starts, and she starts whispering to her husband, oh, I didn't know this person, because they show the beginning credits. Oh, I didn't know this person.
Oh, he's in this?
Oh, I didn't know that person was in it. I pretended I got a phone call, got up, went outside for about 2 minutes. I went by the ramp so I could still watch it, and then went and sat back at the very end of the row because I was just done with those fucking people.
They're like, what movie was he in? Oh, hold on 1 second. Pull out their phone.
Right.
100% brightness.
Yes! Turn down your brightness.
It's like, I don't mind you checking your phone or whatever.
God, I was
like, at least cover the screen or whatever.
I don't know why I go to the theater.
That's why I like, a lot of people don't like Alamo, but I like them because they don't stand for that shit.
Yeah, but they'll sit there and send your server 20 times and walk in front of you.
Bitch.
That bugs me more than the fucking people talking.
That's what the buttons are for.
That's why I always pick the last row on the floor. Normally I don't sit on the floor, but I'll sit there so I don't have to see them constantly walking back and
Remember when
forth.
we saw Air and there was captions?
You hide under the table.
Oh my God,
So
that was
weird.
terrible. I was watching reading the captions more than watching the
Yeah,
movie.
no, I hate that. I don't know how people can watch Netflix and do that either. I have to rewatch Air without the captions because it's on Prime right now.
Already?
Yeah, it went pretty quick. They're getting that shit in and out. I think it was made by Prime, like produced it or whatever.
Huh.
Oh.
Sneeze. Do it.
No.
Get it, girl.
Too much pressure.
Get it.
It's too much pressure us watching you? Like pressure to perform?
Do you
I'm
think
good now. It went away.
You think Bloody Mary's
Is it my nose? I don't know, but I can't hear squat with this.
Achoo. Salud.
Sarah Salou?
Salud.
She.
Anyway, so what else I want to rant about is old people.
Fuck old people. All right, here we go. I've been waiting for this.
Said it.
Well, the main thing about them is their refusal to learn anything.
Yeah.
Now, when you say old, clarify age. Like, are you talking like when I hear somebody
Like
say old, I think 80
to
plus
80.
I would say there's a
Or 50 to
phase.
90. It doesn't matter.
I feel like it starts earlier sometimes too. There are some very
It's the boomers.
ignorant people, even our age, who refuses to do anything.
Well, I work at a very entitled grocery store
Yes.
with a certain age of clientele, and that's what I'm talking about. They will not. They refuse to learn. They have 4 items in their basket, and they'll wait in a line that's taking 15 minutes instead of going to a self-checkout because they refuse to learn how to do a self-checkout, which I think is one of the most easiest things to learn.
Oh, yeah.
Now, produce gets a little complicated because you can't just scan it. You have to type in a code, whatever. What Lonnie is now under the table.
I don't do self-checkout because I don't get an employee discount.
Right?
So, fuck
Oh,
that.
fuck. I love
I do.
self-checkout. I want in and
You can
out, and I don't want to
steal so
fucking
much
talk
shit
to
through the
anyone.
self-checkout.
Yeah,
Stuff.
if they're going to trust me to scan my own shit.
Well, guess what? That's what the future is. You guys all better learn.
Well, I will.
New Hy-Vee that
I will
opened
just-
27 self-checkouts.
I will play stupid and I'll act like I don't know what I'm doing and just make the 5 people that are standing up there that could be ringing people out.
Germany is
I don't know where you get
included in
5
this.
people because first of all, that's my next thing I'm a bitch about is Gen Z doesn't even fucking come to work anymore.
Well, yeah.
This is true too.
I mean, I had an experience a few nights ago at Hy-Vee on 96 and Q It wasn't even 9 o'clock, and there was no cashier. They had half their self-checkouts closed down, so there was only 3 open. There was a huge line, and there were 5 employees standing up at the front of the self-checkouts, just high school kids talking.
I wish I had 5 employees.
And that pissed me off.
Y'all look pissed off.
I was.
They've
Every
cut
time, like-
hours where I have to open by myself till 8 o'clock, and I'm the only person there. So self checkouts are what is going to get used. You know, I helped a guy who had a $500 grocery order today, and I had somebody else come in with like 3 things. I'm like, bro, you're gonna have to go to self checkout. Like, it's literally the easiest thing on earth. But they like refuse to even learn things, and it's not just the grocery store. It's, you know, when I worked at Nebraska Furniture Mart, they had, you know, an issue with their fridge, with a Samsung fridge. We'll just use Samsung because they were the most.
They're a proud sponsor of the Boundless PodTrap.
Yeah, well, only use their phones and TVs. Don't use their fucking appliances. No, that worked out better. But like they would come in and it's like, okay, you're past your return date. You have to contact Samsung. Well, can you do it for me?
No.
You can't call a phone number. I had people call Hy-Vee to ask what lottery numbers are or where something is. I had some lady ask me where her app was in the Google Play app was on her phone. I said, I don't know.
Where'd you put it?
They don't, like, they act like Hy-Vee is their Google or something. And it's just
Kind of just going with like society itself. It's like, it's not, I've said it a few times, it's not necessarily the strongest that survive. It's the people who are more willing to adapt that survive. And it's like, if you're willing to embrace what's going to be, it's like you'll be more better off. If you're so resistant to everything, you're going to have a hard time.
yeah. You're just
Jeremy,
making it harder on yourself, Jeremy.
Yeah.
What?
Jeremy?
That I want somebody to ring out my full cart of groceries and
If
not
you have
have
a
me
full
do
cart,
it
that's
myself.
different.
That's
I'm
usually
talking
what
about the
Even
people that
still.
have 5 fucking things in their cart.
It's like you're in and out.
Well,
Nobody, it's
I
less
love
people,
self-checkout 'cause
especially
I hate
for,
talking to people.
I think for somebody who has like, if you don't want people to touch your food, it's like, you know,
I don't
it's-
care if they touch my food.
Aren't you like a little bit more
Germaphobe?
I wash
That's
my
his name,
food before I
Jeremy.
eat it.
even still, but it's still less contact and it's just you. And it's like,
I just think
Whatever.
it's lazy that these companies have
It's
to do
innovative.
everything self-check. Like, I think you could have some self-checkouts for those
part
that
of it
want
is
to, but you still
don't
need to
get
have
the staff. We're so short-staffed, it's unreal.
it. With some
Yeah.
places, I believe that, but like Walmart, you cannot tell me you're short-staffed.
yeah.
And you're the
That
ones
is-
that's 100% self-checkout.
when
and
you're
that's-
doing
If you
self,
saw the amount of employees and the amount of checkouts you could have open, it's
when you're doing self checkout though, I do hate when you're standing there and like something like a piece of, you know, weighed fruit or something like that doesn't get, you know, it doesn't recognize
Right.
something and your light turns red
Yeah.
and you're standing there like, there's 3 of you. Like, can any
Yeah,
of you guys?
It's always high school
Yeah.
kids, and
high
it's
school
a
kid,
boy
the Gen
flirting
Z, and we can
with
go into
2
the Gen
girls.
Z thing right now.
My
Like-
biggest issue with working retail, and it's mainly older people,
I'm not all right.
is when they come in the door and they ask you, where's this at? And so you take them to it, and then it's like, okay, where's this at? And you take them to it, and then it's like,
Yes.
where's this at? It's like, okay, fucking walk around the store.
That happens
Like,
with
I
the
can
DoorDash
that-
shoppers
Or learn how to
that
do,
come into my store.
you know, online shopping or something like that, and they'll
I mean,
they'll collect things for you.
don't come in and just don't even give it a chance to like look for
Right.
what it is. Like, where's the glue? Where that big sign is that says glue? Like,
Yep.
I'm not your personal
That
shopper.
happens so much, dude. They're like, where's this? Where's that? You I shop here all the time.
Yeah.
I get that a lot too. Like, then you should know where these things are. We don't
Walk around
change
until
it.
you see like items.
Yes.
Right. Like,
I'm getting the cereals in the cereal aisle.
right? We have signs for a reason.
It's like there's apples here, but I'm looking for bananas. Keep looking.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be right over there.
Just
Yep.
peer over this. Usually the first thing that you see when you walk in produce.
Well, we're also that age
It's
where
so weird. Like, Lonnie's not.
Just
Lonnie's laying on the
and he's
floor.
on the floor.
and you can't see me. We're at that age
can't.
too where like we don't need technology. We were born in an era where the technology wasn't there,
Right.
but we also grew up in an era where technology was there.
Was becoming. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
we got introduced to it.
we can live in a world where the self-checkouts are a thing. Like we can go in and use the self-checkouts like it's no problem. But in the same term, we go in and we appreciate when someone checks us out. We
Yeah.
like the small talk and we like the fact that someone's doing their job. But at the same sense, we like the fact that if we want to go, we can go.
Yeah.
We're in that weird place. Like, we're not boomers, but yet we're not millennials. We're in that smack dab in the middle. We're not
technically,
Gen Xers. But we're not millennial per se.
Well, and that's just it. Like I understand technology. There's a time and a place for it, not with everything. One of my biggest gripes is when you call a business, it takes you 5 minutes to get through to somebody because you have to for the prompts and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, what happened to the day where the phone rang and somebody answered it and there's like, Mangelson's, how can I help you? Oh yeah, just one moment. And then it's like, I don't need to have you tell me the list of hours, where you're located, what holidays are coming. It's just like,
Right, they go through all that and then give you prompts.
Yeah.
It's like it's
and then
hit
it's
or
not
miss.
even the prompt. You don't even know. It's like it could be 2, it could be 4, and then you hit 1. And it's like, no, you should have went to the other one.
Now I got to go through the whole thing again.
Or sometimes it even hangs it. When I have to like
Goodbye.
call in
Goodbye.
to like call off work or something like that, it's like, please press your identification number, whatever. Are you calling in sick? Whatever. Is it for you or a person or whatever?
You don't even talk to somebody when you call in sick?
Not really.
Oh my God.
And then it's like, if you need to return to it, it's like, this one cannot be completed or something like that. It'll hang up and then you have to do all the shit again.
Oh, fuck
like, oh my God.
One.
I almost did that movie as a movie review.
Yeah, but yes, we are in that generation
Gotta hang ya.
where we've kind of adapted with it because it was in our youth when, I don't know, our late youth, I should say, our late teens, mid to late teens. It's like I didn't have internet in my house until I was, I don't know, 15, 16 or so.
I still don't have internet in my house.
I guess I'm too old for that sort of nonsense anymore.
You just got your house.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like there is a sense of panic I have when I don't have my phone on me, but it's not something that's debilitating for me. It's like, oh shit, okay, it's probably at home, whatever. Looks like I'm not listening to podcasts today.
I panic a lot when like I always have my cell phone in my one back pocket, and sometimes I might put it in the other one. When I reach back there and it's not there, I panic. But my panic isn't like, oh my God, my phone's missing. It's like, fuck, what if something happens to my family and they can't like get a hold of me now? Like if I'm at work, I don't care because they know my work number and call. But if it's like I'm at like a grocery store somewhere and it's like, fuck, like this is going to be the time something happens to somebody in my family and they can't get a hold of me.
This is what's wrong with like, especially like Gen Z is kind of like the main topic that John is kind of driving this towards too, is like, we live in a time where we want everything now, and it's very entitled. It's like, if I want to know the weather, I can just look it up right now. If I want to talk to a friend, I can just call him right now. It's like,
if I want to buy a bag of peanuts, done.
Yeah. If we wanted to watch something or talk to somebody, we had to wait till the weekend or something, like when something came on or when we had the opportunity to actually see or talk to them. The waiting was, like previews and stuff like, oh, that movie's going to be coming out. I have to wait 3 months before it actually hits.
I mean, like I've said this before, if I had to pick a world with technology or without technology, like what technology used to be in the early 90s, I'd go back to the early 90s. I don't like technology. Like, yes, I use it. I could do without it.
Others have had similar notions and have failed just as surely as you will fail.
I think if you learn to use things to the best of its ability, as you see, any platform is potential to be pornographic, like Facebook, Instagram, any social media, whatever. That's what it's going to be veered towards at one point or another. They're going to try to implement certain restrictions for certain things and policies, but people are going to find ways to get it out of it. It's like OnlyFans. It's like you can't just show your stuff. Now you can, or Twitch or whatever. It's like you have to do hot tub streaming in there, or you want to show something. No. It's like there's ways around it, and the entitlement. I hate like these commercials and stuff I hear all the time. It's like you deserve to have vibrant lips and stuff like.
I do, damn it.
You don't deserve, like, I hate that language.
Right.
It's like you deserve this.
Well, it's that participation trophy generation thing. Like everybody that plays sports. Like I was going on a rant the other day. Like these kids aren't going to know what the real world is because they're going to expect to be just handed things.
Yes.
And they're going to realize that's not how this fucking world works.
But it does for some people, and that sucks because it shouldn't. I believe in a meritocracy. It's like you should put the effort in to get something back. It's like if everybody was just receiving something, what if those resources run out and then you're stuck? Yeah. If you don't know how to do things for yourself or know how to mitigate or I don't know,
earn something.
Yes. It's like, participation trophies or something. Like I've seen articles where like a dad like crushed his son's participation trophy. He's like, no, we don't do that. Like we actually work for our
celebrate
shit and stuff
winners.
Like that. Yeah, and it's like that's how the parent wants to raise them. Yeah, probably in public it looks like it might be bad taste or something like that. But
Right.
I don't know. I think it'd be better off. Like the kid is going to learn a stronger lesson. It is probably embarrassing in the moment. It might even, I don't know if I don't even want to say harm the kid for later in his life, because that is probably also another thing that he needs to learn too. It's like you're not going to have a comfy life.
No.
And if you fight for convenience constantly, it's like, yeah, that's what I do like about technology is that it does make things a lot more convenient. But I like to challenge myself too, because sitting in that convenience, you don't grow if you don't stress.
You don't get better if things are just handed
Yeah.
to you. Like you can't progress. You just stick in one straight line.
But when people are when they have like jobs or something like that, it's like where you just have to check a box and then you get it. It's like because of, your gender or color of your skin or something like that. It's like you didn't earn it. You just got it because of some box. And those companies are the ones that fail. It's like if you want to hire the best person who can actually do that job, that's going to be the best for your overhead, for the life of the, if everybody is just doing the bare minimum, the company goes down.
Right.
You're going to have to start firing some people. But if you're just trying to click a box or something like that, it's like, no. The entitlement, man. The entitlement.
Dude, the entitlement. They just show up. They want to make $50,000 for working 5 hours a week. Life just doesn't work out that way.
One of the Hy-Vee employees who used to work at the Hy-Vee gas station, every now and then I see him. I'm always teasing him. I'm like, when are you going back to the gas station? Because when he cooked food over there,
It's called
like
a C store.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, we call it a
It's
C store.
off-
Convenience store.
Gotcha. So, he's stocking, I guess he's like a manager in the back now. And one of the younger employees walked by and she made a comment like, is it break time yet? And like, he just gave me this look like, you see what, like almost everybody here is just like this. It's like, they come here, they don't have any, it's like, yeah, it's a job. You're not necessarily supposed to have like passion for it, but you at least take a little bit of pride of the work that you do.
Right. Do.
Yeah.
I work with some of the laziest people. They show up late, and it's seriously like
If they show up at all.
Yeah, if they show up at all, and then it's just like they're constantly whining about their breaks, and it's just annoying. And it's to me too. So technically we're supposed to get, for an 8-hour shift, you get a 15-minute break and then a 30-minute lunch. And it used to be, they changed it where you got 2 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute lunch. So you're getting an hour break. Well, they changed it and just said, legally, we don't have to give you that second 15-minute break. And we're not going to. Oh my God. The amount of people that lost their shit. It's just like, you stand around and do shit all day anyways. You don't do anything. You talk at your departments all the time.
A break. Yeah.
It's just like, it's annoying. But real quick, I saw there was a post that somebody took a picture of a KFC. I don't think it was here in town, but KFC on their marquee out front said, now hiring people that actually want to show up and work. And the thing is, the response from the majority of the people was negative against KFC. Like, well, how about you start paying, if you're expecting so much from your employees, why don't you start paying them like $20-some an hour? Okay, first of all,
You're not
expecting, you think showing up to work is like, that's expecting a lot?
Yeah, it's
like, that's your job. That's the easiest part, is to show up.
That's literally, but that's half the battle anymore.
It is. Well, and the thing too is with fast food workers, I'm fucking sick and tired of hearing them bitch about how they should be like $25 an hour.
It's a beginner job.
It's a beginner job. You never you mess shit up. Like, I asked for sweet and sour sauce and you put barbecue sauce on there, or no sauce at all.
Never give me my garlic dipping sauce.
I say no lettuce and you put lettuce on it. I'm asking you to do less work and you still can't fucking get that right.
Well, and then like McDonald's, their soda machines aren't even people filling it up. It's a goddamn robot now that fills up your drink, and it's like, how lazy can you be and stuff. But yeah, I've never worked fast food, so I can't really say too much about how difficult it is to mess up people's orders. But
I understand,
to me, the things that they mess up, I'm like, how can you mess that up? But then you're going to sit here and say, well, I should be making $25 an hour.
I understand the stress on high traffic times and stuff.
Right.
But like it dies down, it picks up, it dies down, but that's anything. It's like, that's what you're getting into when you start working there.
Yeah.
My job, I have to face the elements. The elements here in the Midwest can be very harsh. You have
yours
extreme
suck.
cold weather, we have extreme hot weather. It's like, but I signed up for this. And it's like, it makes up for it, when you.
And you know
get
what
on the
you're
other
getting
side.
paid
Yes.
before you
Yeah.
take the
And
job
it's like,
too.
I know when somebody calls off work, I have to pick up the slack. I know if I call off work, I'm going to get shit about it. It's like, but
Same.
I have customers that I care about, and I know it's a job that is highly necessary. It's something I do take pride in. I plan on retiring with this. And it's like, there is a lot of people who come in who think they can make their own hours. It's like, it's not one of those jobs. If you want one of those, you have to start your own business, but you have to show up. That's what a lot of people don't do. They might be there in person, but even when they're at work, they're on their phone. They're bullshitting. They're
on their phone.
trying to find a place to hide or something.
Yeah,
like that.
trying to find a place to hide.
We just hired a bunch of.
It's like you spend more time working on trying to avoid working.
Right, than actually working.
Well, we just hired about 4 new employees, and they're all. A couple of them are still in high school. 2 of them just graduated high school. 2 of them, I know this is their absolute first job. And the other day, one of them was working over in the area where I was at. And every time I would go over and check on them and stuff, they're on their fucking cell phone on the sales floor. I let it slide the first few times. And then I finally, after about like the 5th or 6th time, I would stand back in the corner and I would watch them to see how long they are. And I mean, customers are walking by and they're just standing there texting. So I had to go up to them and I just said, I know this is your first job, but I was just like, cell phones, you can have them on you, but it's just like they cannot come out of your pocket at all. Like you can't, especially when customers are around. I mean, it's crazy. You have to tell people that nowadays that when customers are around, put your cell phone away. But and like when I went to Hy-Vee to get a few snacks before I came here, luckily there was a cash register open with an actual person there. And the girl got done ringing up the guy in front of me. My stuff was on the conveyor belt and I was standing there. She literally, after he walked away, grabbed her cell phone, which is sitting right by the scanner. And she spent 30 seconds texting somebody before even making eye contact with me or saying, hi, how are you doing today? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like the nerve of you. Like I could see if I had just pull up.
These exact situations every day.
I'm on my break.
You smacked her in the mouth.
I almost smacked their phones out of their hands if I wasn't going to get in trouble for that.
I was going to ask or tell the manager, but the manager was just as young as she was. So I figured that ain't going to do any
I
good.
know, I feel
He was on his phone.
Yeah, probably.
There was a video I watched about like the Silicon Valley chick, like the day in the life video. And it's this Asian chick who is like, this is, first I stop off, I do this and, say hi to this. Right. There's, free snacks and stuff you can grab at the front counter. There's a little museum or something like that. It's just like one of those very cush jobs. Yeah. I don't doubt that she does do some work, but what she's showing in these videos is this very cush. Like you showed 3 hours or something, or what you did in a 3-hour time. You did some meetings and stuff, but you didn't actually show that you did any work. And then she got fired because I want to say it was, her and a bunch of other people did. One of her next videos was that it came out of the blue. I'm like, you obviously don't do anything though. This is the day in the life. You got friends, you're just doing yoga in the hallway. And yeah, the entitled culture of today. You just sent us a video to check out.
Yeah. Of the guy getting pulled over. It was a 19-year-old kid.
Something
yeah.
like that.
Was it a Mustang or a
something? He had priors
Camaro,
or something like that.
Yeah, he got prior. Yeah, so he got pulled over and he was just an a-hole to the cop. Entitled. At first, he's like asking for his mom.
Yeah,
and he tried to walk off during it.
Yeah, he tried to walk off. He's like, "You have not been dismissed." Cop runs the plates. It turns out he got a suspended license because he got a DUI for drugs.
Yeah. That cop was so calm. Yeah. I couldn't have that job because dealing with people like that, I would mace them or shoot them with a taser gun.
Well, that's good that you don't have that job.
It's very good. I would be one of those police on the news.
There's a lot of people who could probably use some retraining, but I think a lot of overall people get the flack. It's like with any job, there's a stress. And if you don't, I don't know, it's kind of hard because there's a lot of hypocrites in the world where they're like, these people don't deserve this job, or like what they try to call and have people fired for basic jobs like us. Just because a relationship or an incident that happened that isn't really even all that much.
Or even their fault.
God, I had a guy, this was a couple weeks ago at work. He probably in his late 40s. fat guy, out of shape, and I was helping at the balloon counter there, and a coworker of mine was dealing with him, and we have the school logo Mylar balloons, which are the foil balloons. We put them in small little Ziploc baggies so that way, and then we put them in like drawers so we know which school is where.
He fucking
and
ate them.
And then we take them out of the Ziploc bag, and we only have like a small amount of Ziploc baggies. Like we just once we sell one, we put them in a little basket, and then once some balloons are running low, we'll fold other ones up and put them in there because it's just easier. Well, this worker was dealing with the guy, and he bought a balloon. He was getting them blown up at a later date. So we take him out of the bag, and she's handing it to him, and he's just like, can I have that baggie? And she's just like, well, they'll give you a bag up front. And he's like, but is it a Ziploc bag? And she's like, no, it's just a regular bag. And he's just like, but I want it in a Ziploc bag. And she's like, I can't. She's like, we don't give these to customers because we continue to use these and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, okay. And then he's like, well, no. He's just like, I want a Ziploc baggie. Why can't you just give me a Ziploc baggie?
These don't come in that.
And he's throwing this temper tantrum and treating her like
she's in the wrong.
Yeah. And so I just stepped in and I said, sir, we don't give those out to customers. We have a small amount of them. These cost money. And I just said that they will put it in a bag up there. He's like, it's going to get wrinkled in a bag. I'm like, sir, when you put helium in it, all the wrinkles come out. Like it doesn't stay wrinkled. And he was throwing the biggest temper tantrum. Comes find out he literally, right when he went home, he typed up this big, long, like it was probably like, if it was in book form, it'd probably be like 15 pages front and back, smallest font.
A 1-star Yelp review.
Of his experience of this.
15?
And he was talking about like the girl behind the counter who just didn't seem happy to begin with. And then some guy just steps out of nowhere and butts in. And it's just like, first of all, I'm a fucking manager. And
Right.
you're treating an employee of mine like shit.
So,
But the owners though, like, I get it. It's their name and stuff like that. But it's just like, I know they responded to him and was apologizing and stuff. And they even came and talked to me. And I just told them, there's like, if he comes back in or blah, 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 or if somebody wants him, just give them those baggies or whatever. And I said, if they're going to be a childish prick, I'm not doing it. And I said that to him. I'm like, respect is a two-way street.
100%.
I don't believe in the customer's always right bullshit.
No.
I'm sorry.
There's
Most of the time they're
accountability.
wrong.
Yeah. It's like, the customer is always right for a sales tactic, but there's an accountability. It's like they'll never concede. They'll never say that they were in the wrong. It's like,
I have no problem.
You'll
saying
have
no to
video
people,
proof.
and I love it.
yeah, like I see all these fails all the time. Like that one chick who tried to steal from Target or whatever, and it's like I was calmly whatever. It's like, no, we have video proof of you putting your hands on another person.
Right.
Yep.
It's like you pushed this person, that dude decked you.
Speaking of, not to change subject, but did you see that Home Depot video of that guy and lady standing in line, and she was on her phone, she kept running into him.
Oh yeah.
So he
Goes
went
the
over
cart.
and picked up a cart and
I thought I
fucking
shared that
at her
with you
head.
guys.
Yeah.
Maybe
It was
you
like a
did.
year ago, I want to say.
I was like, oh my god,
She got fucked.
Like I don't think I've ever been that angry to where I would want to do that to a woman.
Carts are fucking heavy too.
Yeah.
Especially the Home Depot ones.
Her goddamn head, like
Going back to what we were just talking about, I'm going to ask you specifically, do you get situations, this used to happen at the bank so often, where a guy or somebody would come in and just start screaming at a young girl,
After you're done, I hand you $5,000, and you don't have to show me your tits.
and then when you come over,
They're nice.
they're a completely different fucking person?
I can't say that with me. They do that with the owner because they know who the owner is and they know that they will get what they want with the owner. But no, usually if they come in and they're yelling at one of the younger girls or whatever, and I step in, they give me the same bullshit.
Oh, see, I have the opposite. They'll immediately change their tone, be all of a sudden respectful, and I'm like, I literally just watched you chew her out.
Yeah.
And so you're immediately not gonna get what you want.
Yeah.
Is all.
I think
I get sent to a lot of situations because I have no problem saying no and putting my foot down.
Same here.
Because if you're not going to respect me, you're not going to get what you want. You can't cry, bitch, and moan and get what you fucking want. If you come up to me and you're like, hey, I'm sorry I have to be here for that, if you're working with me, I'll work with you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to sit here and throw a tantrum, I will have no problem saying no to you.
And I will, if I get called up for a manager thing and it's just like, I go up there and I can just tell the customer's been a fucking prick to my employee. no matter, even if like the employee is wrong with what they did, I will back them 100% just because of the
Right,
customer.
and then discipline them afterwards.
Yeah. Some people, I mean, yeah, a lot of customers are rude, but there are some that are kind of rude. And then I guess kind of what you're saying, they do change their tone a little bit with me, but not much. But if I know the employee is wrong, I will still make it seem like the employee was right. But like if I bend to the customer, I'll just be like, just this one time, I'll do this. But then once they leave, I'll tell the employee just so I didn't embarrass them. Like,
You know you fucked up, right?
hey, just so you know,
Yeah.
they were right, but I didn't want to make you feel that small because the customer was already doing that for you.
There's a time and a place for a lot of that. It's like, I don't think a lot of people pay attention to the sort of dialogue that they're engaged in. It's like, I think a lot of this because it is an entitled culture, and it's also because of like a fast paced world. And I think I would revert a lot of this to like the psychology of like how these incidents happen. It's like when it comes to the entitlement, it's more of like a external locus of control. Like, I think a lot of people should take accountability to reflect on what they are doing, more of an internal locus of control. It's like, what can I do? What can I control? It's like when people have the assumption that they're superior in certain situations, whether it be like financially, sexually, strength, like any situation, they're going to come at it in a more, well, like they're entitled, like they are owed something. It's like, you don't though. It will be a two-way. Like if you want something out of me, you need to respect me.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're, let's say, like in a strength, like some guy who is, big or whatever comes in and like starts belittling you and expecting you to do something for
and
them.
I shit
it's like,
my pants.
Yes. And then you rub it in their face.
Yeah.
It's not going to help their situation. And no matter the outcome, I think they're going to still feel like they were in the right because they came in with that assumption.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, I can take you out. Let's take this to the parking lot or something. I'm
I've
kind of
had
like,
people challenge me.
yeah, it's
to
like,
fight
why? This is
in front
kind of
their
stupid.
6-year-old kids, and
It's like you've already jumped ship. Now you're operating because of pride.
Right.
Like this is no longer about something else. When people engage in these sorts of things, I kind of assume there's something else, and it's not a personal thing. It's like there's something else.
something else
going
going on. Yeah.
Joe and I talked about this because I've always said that if I had my own store, man, the rules that I would have, like I would have a sign at the front of the door, but when you walk in that says
No shirt, no service.
respect is a two-way street. Please treat employees with respect. And then I'd also have a sign at the cash register that says, this is another thing that annoys me. If you're on your cell phone, we'll wait. I will not check anybody out that's on their cell phone because I think that's the rudest thing in the world.
What if their coupon is on the phone?
I'm talking on their phone. Like that it's an everyday occurrence, and it's like as much as I want to at my work when people come up, I just want to stop and just stare at them and smile, and then when they're looking at me, I'll be like, I'll wait till you're done.
I've done
Sadly,
that.
I can't do that.
I haven't done that at Hy-Vee, but I did it at Nebraska Furniture Mart. I'd be like, I'll help you, and they're like, I was next. I was like, you're on the phone. When you're done, I'll help you out.
Yeah. And then I'm sure they wrote a fucking review about you.
Probably.
Because people don't write positive reviews, they write negative ones.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I get it to an extent. I mean, when I have bad experiences, like I never write bad things, but it's like it's just like you're so angry that you feel like your review is gonna
I love
do
those people.
something.
Because then
But I don't
but
get
it's
why they do
not
that.
going to.
It's like, how come the human condition is like we're more posed to jump when something is bothering us, but like if something is soothing or gives us some sort of happiness, how come we're not going to go out of our way out of
why
mess?
the world's going the direction it is.
I feel like it's because
Entitlement. I mean,
social media makes it easy to have your voice heard, and I think you feel that if you're leaving a negative review about a bad experience you had somewhere, that you're going to have all these people read it and give you sympathy.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're expecting, or like you're expecting something out of it, like the owners or management to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Here's a $50 gift card. I think it's all about you feel like you're going to get something back from it.
But I don't get why that is though. Like I want to go deeper into that. People get rewarded for bad behavior all the time.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't. But it's like, and I wonder if it's mainly because of the people don't realize that they're just trying to, it's like your kid is crying or whatever, you put like a tablet in front of them. It's like, you're rewarding them. They know they can get what they want now. Shh. But it's like, that's pretty much what they're doing with customers too. It's like, I'll shut you up and give you a free whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, well, don't,
Stop
because now they
crying.
just told their friend that they can do that. And Oh.
Yep.
Lonnie, what bothers you, man?
Nazis.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, I'm kind of in the same boat as you guys. I just don't like people in general.
I mean, honestly, it's getting to that point.
Yeah.
The older I get.
I don't have the same, from a customer's point of view, I try to be as simple as possible.
Right.
So making it simple for the business and the people helping you is better in your end. So I don't see why people try to make it more difficult. Like, I don't know if they're trying to be
Right. Do these
bigger. Like,
these people expect, like, we're going to remember you if you're a shithead.
Oh, yeah. That guy.
Nobody's going to want to help you when you come in again.
That guy with the baggie,
It's
Ziploc
burning
baggie,
bridges.
I know what he looks like, and if he came back in, I wouldn't help him one bit.
Just burning bridges for no reason.
What does he look like?
It's probably that guy that wrote the fucking Shape of Water review.
Fat, out of shape.
I mean, there's certain places I go to that I have an amazing rapport with that I can just walk in, get amazing service, and walk out. I don't have any problems with.
I should start writing positive reviews for places. Like, you know, every time I go into Ben's Game Zone, like, they're so awesome there.
What's that?
And
I enjoy reading the negative reviews.
You're right.
Because it's like, this person is just a whiny little bitch sometimes.
It's like, I do like to
love going
somebody
on
getting their
Amazon.
comeuppance, you know? Like,
Yeah, right.
if somebody was rude to somebody and then somebody calls them out on it, it's like, that's what you get. Or, you know, like, I like to see in bad karma videos and all this, but it's like, the positivity should be, we should have, humans are stupid, but we should have that equal feeling on one extreme to the other too. Every now and then I try to write like a little tribute, or I call it the Tribute Tuesday, and write something very good about something or what I remember, or an experience that I've had with some. I'm about due for another one here.
Now, to be fair, with all this talking negative about businesses and whatnot, there is one thing that does irritate me more than most is when people degrade and give waiters and waitresses endless amounts of shit.
Yeah.
When 90% of the time it's not their fault.
oh, yeah. It's the cook's fault, but then the
yeah.
waitress is
Even
getting
if it was
The
the,
cook's
server's fault,
fault.
when I worked as a cook, I said blame us. Because
Yeah.
we're not the ones getting affected by the tips.
Right.
Yeah.
When
You guys are.
90% of the time it's the business's fault or the cook's fault or
Right.
even the server's fault. They put them in the wrong areas, and the wait staff that gets $2 an hour and relies on the tips are the ones getting shafted. And
Even still, though, I mean, like, I feel like it should be common knowledge that you just don't fuck with people who make
your food. Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Especially
if they fuck
John.
up, like, you can be considerate. You know, it's like, oh, shit, I actually didn't order this one, but I'll eat it, you know, but that's usually what I do.
Right.
I've said this on the podcast before, but I had my friend's mom who bitched at waiters because there was one more ice cube than what was asked for. I'm like, are you fucking serious? It's an ice cube.
It'll melt.
Yes. Now you have an extra ice cube with spit in it. So
Cute.
Me and my brother went to Cedar Rapids for a concert, and we were looking up this club that was down the street from us. And there were 2 reviews. I guess there was a shooting at this club. And so 2 people posted 1-star reviews, and that's why I just looked up on my Facebook. So the one was like, I didn't appreciate being shot. The cover was affordable, though. And then the other one was, my injury sucked. Cool vibe before that, though.
didn't sound like there was much cover if he got shot.
Wah, wah. But yeah, so I don't know. That was a little longer event than I thought we were going to event there.
Long story short, people suck.
This
People
is true.
suck. And not every Gen Zer is bad. I do have some good ones that I work with, but you know, I have people that come to work, they're yawning and they're like, hey, can you do this? Why? Because that's what we're fucking paying you to
yeah.
do.
I think
Jesus.
also every now and then when certain positions do sort of change or
Doggy?
merge or whatever, that too. But it's like, you started this job only having to do this, but they got rid of a position and now you are accountable
Yeah.
to do that. But when you're constantly saying, well, I don't get paid to, you do though. You do.
Yeah.
That's part of it. This kind of comes with it. You were probably privileged at one point to have an hour-long lunch.
Mm-hmm.
But now the enforcements have to come down and you still you do very little still.
Well, that, and if you're gonna bitch about what you get paid, then
Get a
either
different
find
job.
another job or, you know, I example, somebody at my work, they bitch all the time that they don't really get paid much. I'm like, first of all, it's a mom and pop store, so you got to understand they can't compete with what a Walmart can pay people. Like, they pay what they can. They pay pretty good for the most part with people, but it's just like, you know, every time, and then it's like every time they ask them to come in early, there's like, nope. And then they say to me, there's like, well, I'm not coming in if they don't want to pay me. It's like, you know, maybe if you came in early, they're
Right.
gonna look at you and be like, all right, they're going above and beyond. And then if you do stuff
And they
like
don't
that,
get
then they
that
might
at
be like,
all.
we'll give you a raise. But it's just like, well, if you're going to continue to do what you're doing, then you're going to stay at the wage that you're at.
Well, people today, it's like we are privileged to have what we have right now. Like we have fast food joints. It's not good for you. Fast food was supposed to be something that was supposed to benefit the suburban areas, but it's everywhere now. So if you want to complain about like a KFC worker, you know, or they want to complain that they don't get paid enough, it's like it is a beginner job. We're at least lucky that we have the access or convenience to use that when we're like have an urge to have some fried chicken. You know, we don't have to hunt our own stuff and cook it and flake
Yeah.
whatever.
I got to tell you, you said fast food. It made me think of this. A couple of weeks ago, Michael and I went to Arby's on 108th.
Did he go there to take
You went to my
pictures?
ex's vagina?
But so
Went there to take pics.
Michael ordered the number 2 with the crinkle fries. Well, it was a bunch of high schoolers sitting behind the counter working. And when they called his name and they gave him his tray, I was waiting for my food. His box of fries had like 6 fries in it. And he's just like, well, he's like, what the hell? And so I was like, I would turn around and tell him you want more fries. So he turned around. The girl came back up and she's like, yeah. And he's just like, you didn't give me hardly any fries. And she's like, oh, that's because it fell on the floor. And he's just like, okay.
Then
And
refill
she's
it.
just like, yeah, they're on the floor.
Bitch, is you stupid?
And then she walked away and he walked away like, okay. I'm like, why the fuck wouldn't you have said, well, give me more? But her philosophy was, well, we can only fill it once and it fell on the floor. So you're get what you get. And I'm like, wow, like that was the first one for me. Like I couldn't believe that.
That logic
And-
doesn't make any sense.
and
though.
I kept saying stuff out loud so that they could hear me, but it's just like they didn't really
So
care.
you picked it back up off the floor and put it on the tray?
whatever. Yeah, well, she picked the
Yeah,
box
that's
up off
another
the floor.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Was those fries on the floor or the rest of the fries on the floor?
I don't know. I guess she was very strategic on which ones were still in the box that weren't touching
Meeny,
the
miny,
floor.
miny,
But
mo.
it's just like you seriously couldn't have went back up and got another box with actual fry. Like you guys are really gonna like that's gonna.
That logic doesn't make any
Oh, do they,
sense
like-
though.
But
Give me
that's
some
what
It doesn't.
Gen Z.
I know.
Thinks these days.
Like if I punched her in the face, it's like, and she wants to. Well, you fell on the floor.
yeah.
You ran
Yeah.
into my fist.
What?
No, you fell on the floor.
That's just like
So
me
that's
when
what
I'm
happened.
ringing up people's items up at the front, and it's just like if they have a candle that they ring up that's like $30, and I ring it out, and then I fucking throw it against the wall, but I still charge them for it, and there's like, can I get another one? No,
No, it's on the wall.
no, it's on the wall, but
Yeah.
you're still paying for it.
I think that's one of the biggest things too, is because there's a lot of people who are not afraid of consequences because we have very shallow consequences.
Yeah.
It's like I've also talked about this a few times. Like it's 2 people doing the same exact crime, but one person is getting a slap on the wrist for killing 3 kids, but one person whose brakes went out and couldn't stop has to do 20 years in prison.
Yeah.
It's like that's 2 different things. They should get the same thing, but just because one person is here and the other one's there, it's like
Yeah.
it's like there's no consequence in certain things. You can talk shit to a superior and not get nothing for it. It's like I do like look at other countries and their crime rates are lower because they enforce stronger punishments.
Because they spank their kids.
Well, that too.
Because we're afraid to.
There's a difference between spanking your kid and beating your
Yeah.
kid. And
This is true.
people don't understand that. Like a swat on the ass or a punch in the face. Like those are
Those
two different things. Yeah.
Sign me up for the swat on the ass.
Well, you get one later.
Okay, we're all getting tired.
That's what,
We're all of our eyes are like getting.
dude.
like,
I got to work in 6 hours. So
I
it's about
have
the
to
same.
get up in 6 hours too. So
So yeah, we're gonna wrap this up.
Lonnie's
Bonnie,
got
you
to
got anything
drive
else to
5
say?
hours.
Lonnie's been quiet this subject.
Yeah, I mean, I was just you said you wanted to vent. I was just letting
Yeah.
you vent.
I feel like Jeremy vented a lot too.
Oh,
It's
retail,
Jeremy's
man.
grumpy couch.
Yep, that's what it is.
Jeremy's grumpy couch.
The
corner.
entitlement, and I got a very entitled neighborhood behind me.
Well, Jeremy's over here getting haunted. I'm laying on the floor, and he's like, "Are you touching me?
So
Are you touching me?"
I felt somebody poke me in my side like that, and I thought it was him trying to get my attention, and he's just like, "Oh." Like, all right, well, Bloody Mary's wanting to get going.
Touch by
Let me touch that dick.
He's like, let's go, Jeremy.
Let me smell your
Let
dick.
me,
Ew.
let me show you why they call me Bloody Mary.
I ride that dick till it's bloody.
Ew.
Nasty.
Anyway,
Anyways, I owe
look forward to our next episode. What's it? Willie's Adventure or something like that?
Willy's
Willy's
Wonderland.
Wonderland. That's what it is.
Yay.
And I'm going to buy Justin and them a new Tupperware.
It's
'Cause
all
you
good.
broke it.
No, you just have to tell Crystal you broke it.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
He broke that box trying to get that cookie.
You gotta tell his
Yeah, dude.
his Mexipino wife he
sunglasses.
broke it.
Not Mexipino.
Peanut.
Next up,
Filipina.
Pinot Grigio.
Filipina. Hey, what do you call a Filipino contortionist?
Filipino business.
A manila folder.
Oh wow. That was
Wow.
Alyssa Milano.
Tony,
Anyway,
It's okay.
I gotta go because I gotta get up and actually go to my job. Unlike
You want to show
half
up?
the staff.
Wow.
I got to go too. All the other managers are off tomorrow.
There was
I
a-
gotta
They're
gotta
off
go
or
in.
they're off.
There was a post I saw just today saying something like, Generation Z doesn't know the struggle. We used to go to parties and like show up to work the next day.
Oh, dude,
with
I
the
said yeah.
wristband.
I would go. We used to work till 2 and then go to an after hours party, and then I would show up for work again at 9 a.m. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That's why we invented after
Gotta do
parties.
it again.
Right?
I would wear my wristbands from,
The pool. Funplex.
I was going to say, donating
It's not
sperm.
coming off.
Donating sperm.
You get
We
a
talked so
rework
much we had to redo
Yeah.
the music, didn't we?
We did.
Fucking A. Go home, guys.
Go
Nice.
to bed.
Nice.
Thanks,
Love
guys.
I mean,
you.
bye.
It's good
Fuck
being in
you.
studio with you guys again.
Bye.
Willie's Wonderland.
Yes.
Check it out.
Yes.
Let us know how we're doing. Hi, Brian.
If you can't sleep, go fuck yourself.
Ciao, ciao.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Join us next time for more absurdity that only the guys from the Boundless PodTrap can bring you.